Right, and beyond borders, we tell you about the power of culinary connections between South Korea and France through Bibimbap. Our senior correspondent Oh Soo-young reports from Paris.
This gourmet bibimbap, topped with Bordeaux caviar and fresh tuna, gives a taste of how Korean food in France has entered the structures of fine dining in the gastronomic capital. It's a creation by Korean-born French chef Pierre Sang Boyer, who rose to fame on TV show Top Chef 15 years ago.
My first challenge is to be a chef in a capital of gastronomy, you know. Right. It was not easy, you know, because I think the taste of French people are quite different, but they're sharing the same value than Korea. Value to be together, value about supplier, value about diversity.
Adopted in France at the age of 7, Boyer later trained in classical French gastronomy. He worked in prestigious kitchens in Seoul, London and New York before establishing his own series of fine dining restaurants in Paris. One much-loved menu item is bibimbap, inspired by his Korean wife and their children's love for this iconic dish.
And how many bibimbaps are you selling per day?
And I have the chance to have 6 restaurants in Paris, and we're selling more than 4,000 bibimbap a day.
But this is no ordinary bibimbap.
So we decided to do like a bibimbap with the rice of Korea. We had some green lentils, some product from my place in Auvergne, and we had some eggs and some French twist. I mean, like lentils, we mix with some kimchi and use some raw ingredients and some seasonal product.
His classically French emphasis on ingredients and origin mirrors the chef's own life trajectory. His adoption in France and his community, and his evolving bond with Korean culture, now through his family, inspires his food. His personal touch made Korean flavors approachable to French diners at a time when Korean cuisine had little presence, according to acclaimed food and travel writer Catherine Down.
Pierre Sang Boyer, who was a finalist in Top Chef in 2011, came up in a very classic French cadre, and then really sort of brought, I would say, some Korean flavors and techniques to the mainstream through being a finalist on Top Chef and then opening his own restaurant, which has really blended sort of classic French techniques, but with some of those Korean flavors that at the time were really new for the French palate and like felt very exciting and innovative.
Korean cooking is now being absorbed into the logic of French gastronomy.
France loves hierarchy within a meal, so you have entrée, plat, cheese, dessert. There's sort of a rigid structure, but I think with a younger French customer who has traveled a little bit more, who's a little bit more open, we've seen more openness to different culinary techniques, more sort of sharing of food, more street food, openness to bolder flavors that are less traditionally French.
Methods like fermentation have gained particular traction, from sauces called chang and kimchi to makgeolli rice wine.
So we have a long-standing tradition of fermentation around charcuterie and cheese and wine, and so I think bringing in Korean fermentation techniques, there's a real respect there in terms of how you celebrate a product and sort of capture it through fermentation, how you represent a certain moment in time and layer some of those flavors.
As Seoul and Paris mark their 140th anniversary of bilateral relations, there's a growing appetite to explore more flavors combining the best of both countries. Oh Soo-young, Arirang News, Paris.